There's a reason why many people consider Treasure Planet to be the greatest animated adventure film of all time. I know what you're probably thinking. There are so many sci-fi, travel across the universe in a spaceship with a different alien life form in order to complete a common goal type movies. They've been doing it forever, probably since the beginning of animated film. So why in the world is this one any better? Well, let's take a look and see why. Maybe I can convince you. Treasure Planet is a story about a fabled world that was filled to the brim with an endless amount of treasure by a legendary pirate named Captain Nathaniel Flint. A world so alluring that pirates have crossed galaxies and risked their lives just to have a chance at finding the jackpot. A world so rich in a universe full of pirates, they'd give just about anything for having a chance at the map that leads them there. But before we get there, we must first introduce the protagonist, a young man named Jim Hawkins. Well, his first name is James, but they call him Jim in the movie. I guess it's a nickname. We're first introduced to Jim when he's free falling through the air on his Solar Surfer. And I'm gonna say this Solar Surfer concept is probably like the coolest thing since sliced bread. I mean, it's like surfing through the air on your rocket-powered jet skiff. Jim narrowly escapes being crushed by the industrial jungle that he successfully navigates through. However, his fun soaring through the air didn't last very long. He gets busted by the cops as he's escorted by the police back to his mother at the Benbow Inn, an inn his mother owns and Jim helps to run. Also, side note here real quick, it's important to note that the feeling portrayed as Sarah, Jim's mom, works throughout the inn is one that hints of financial struggle and desperation. You can tell by the feeling that this scene creates that these aren't really good times for the family. The police robots return Jim home. It's revealed in this scene that Jim is actually on probation. Probation that he just violated. And this is his last chance to get his act together before he goes off to juvie. After a well-deserved scolding, it's back to business as usual, and Jim begins to work. Before we go any further, we must introduce another very important character, Dr. Delbert Doppler. Quite an interesting fellow. Dr. Delbert appears to be a well-educated, gentle, and kind being. He's particularly kind to Jim's mom, Sarah, who at the beginning of the story he appears to have a love interest in. Sarah appears to be comfortable confiding in Dr. Delbert about her struggles raising Jim alone. Dr. Delbert may be the only positive male role model in Jim's life at this moment. As the crowds fade out of the inn, trouble strikes the atmosphere. Pirates are on the chase for something that might turn out to be invaluable. A pirate ship crashes near the entrance of the Benbow Inn. Clinging on to something that he believed was worth risking his life for, narrowly manages to escape something that will one day find us all. Jim helps the pirate back to the inn. However, after entering the inn, the pirate succumbs to his wounds, but not before giving his treasure to Jim. This is the treasure that all the pirates in the galaxy are after. More pirates arrive at the Benbow Inn, but these pirates are much different. They're armed and deadly. Without hesitation, the pirates begin shooting their weapons through the Benbow Inn. There's no need for words. These thugs know what they're after, and they're willing to do anything to get it, even if that means killing the innocent. Jim, Sarah, and Delbert escape through a window on the second floor of the inn. They manage to narrowly escape and retreat to Dr. Delbert's mansion. I guess my boy is loaded. Although they've escaped with their lives, this family did lose their livelihood and home, the Benbow Inn. At Delbert's mansion, Jim begins to tinker with the treasure, a golden metallic sphere that's riddled with mystery. After a while, Jim unlocks the mysterious sphere. The sphere contains the map to the fabled Treasure Planet. Jim immediately pleads with his mom to go on a voyage with Delbert, searching for the fabled Treasure Planet. After a short rebuttal from Sarah, Delbert and Jim agree to depart on this adventure to Treasure Planet, or they hope they can find it at least. They make their way to a loading dock that is shaped like a crescent moon. The dock is a host to many fine ships. I really like how Disney chose to draw the ships in this movie. They have a rustic look with some sort of advanced alien technology. Jim and Delbert board the ship to meet the crew. Let's meet the crew Delbert hired for the expedition. Captain Amelia is the captain of the ship. I think she's a cat sort of creature, but I might be wrong. She seems to be an experienced, respectable professional. Definitely someone you would want to be in charge of the expedition. Mr. Arrow is a rock-like creature, and he's the ship's first mate. He's Captain Amelia's right-hand man. Mr. Arrow is a no-nonsense sort of fellow, stern, disciplined, and concise. He also dresses like a British colonial, which is kind of cool. John Silver is the ship's cook, and this guy really seems like a pirate. You might want to keep an eye on that guy. Oh, and he's a cyborg. Morph! And then there's Morph. He's just a little dude, well, who morphs. He's an adorable, curious shapeshifter. Scroop, by far the most aggressive fighter on the ship. This guy would definitely break the law if no one was watching, but I guess he's a pirate, so that makes sense. There are also several other pirates aboard the ship that have a major role in the movie, and there's this one character that basically is a walking digestive system that farts to communicate. It's stupid and hilarious. Just watch this scene.
Sorry about that.
Excuse me. I hate to interrupt, this lovely banter, but
But can you please subscribe to my channel? I mean, you made it this far, just hit the button. It's right there, subscribe. Now let's get back to the video. Captain Amelia decides that Jim will work under John Silver, the ship's cook, as an assistant. Jim notices that Silver is a cyborg and immediately becomes skeptical of him.
Come on, man, how can you?
Remember the pirate that helped Jim? The pirate that crashed just outside of the Ben Bowen? Once Jim helped him inside, the pirate said this.
Beware the cyborg.
Jim is a skeptic because he knows cyborgs are responsible for destroying the Ben Bowen and would certainly have murdered him, his mother, and Delbert that night if they hadn't escaped. Jim starts pressing Mr. Silver, trying to see if he might have been involved in the destruction of the Ben Bowen. Mr. Silver, of course, refuses to give any sort of indication that he may have been involved, but check out what he says when Jim leaves the room.
We best be keeping a sharp eye on this one, eh, Morph? We wouldn't want him straying into things he shouldn't.
Captain Amelia gives the command to let down the solar sails, and the crew takes off for an adventure of a lifetime. After blasting off into the vast void of space, it becomes a bit clearer that some sort of nefarious plot may be brewing. Yeah, that seems a little bit sketchy. Jim has a right to be concerned. Luckily, Mr. Silver intervenes and rescues Jim from being harmed. After the altercation, Mr. Silver gathers with the rest of the pirate crew in secret. This is where Mr. Silver's intentions become clear. Mr. Silver and the rest of the crew plan to stage a mutiny. They're acting as the ship's hired crew until it's time to overthrow the captain and her subordinates. In my opinion, Mr. Silver is the most interesting character in the entire story. Don't get me wrong, he's a slick pirate with bad intentions, but there's definitely a part of him that wants to be good. The relationship between Jim and Mr. Silver is quite an interesting one. In a way, they're both helping to change each other for the better. And what I mean by that is, throughout the story, Mr. Silver is changed by being a good mentor to Jim, and Jim is changed by having a good mentor to teach him, despite the fact that Mr. Silver is kind of a slick pirate. Mr. Silver's intention is bad, to stage a mutiny and to steal treasure. But you can tell he's silently struggling with his own moral consciousness. In a way, you feel that the hardship of life sort of sucked him into a position that he never wanted to be in. I'm not making an excuse for his behavior. You shouldn't steal, you should do the right thing. It just makes you feel a bit of compassion for him. Mr. Silver then gives Jim special attention by showing him how to basically do everything on the ship. It's clearly implied throughout a slew of short scenes that Mr. Silver is giving Jim the sort of attention that Jim wished his father would have given him. While traveling throughout the galaxy, Dr. Delbert notices a star named Pumos that goes supernova. The star undergoes a catastrophic explosion, and the crew needs to move fast in order to prevent their demise. Basically, when a star goes supernova, this marks the end stage in a star's life. Stars stay stable by balancing outward pressure with inward gravity. When fuel in the star's core is exhausted, its stability collapses, and the balance is broken. Gravity causes the core to collapse, and the explosion is thrust outward. This is definitely something you don't want to be in range of. If the crew doesn't move quickly, they will all die. The captain and crew scramble to make any sort of evasive maneuver that will give them a chance of surviving. The crew straps life ropes around themselves as a precaution to being thrust off the ships by the supernova's blast. While attempting to retract the sails, Mr. Silver's life rope is severed by burning debris from the blast of the dying star. Jim rushes in quickly and manages to save Mr. Silver's life. After this, it's not looking too good for the crew. It appears that a collision with a large mass from the supernova is inevitable. The mass narrowly misses the ship, however, they're not out of the woods yet. The supernova has turned into a black hole. The ship is being sucked in. Dr. Delbert advises the captain to precisely ride a predictable blast in order to thrust the ship away from the void and into safety. The captain then instructs Jim to make sure all lifelines are secure and tight. Just watch this scene.
Mr. Hogan, make sure all lifelines are secured, good and tight. Aye, Captain.
Jim promptly moves about the boat to tighten and ensure all lifelines are secure. Another blast hits and Mr. Arrow is cast off the ship. Holding on to dear life, only being secured by a lifeline and hope itself, Mr. Arrow is confronted by a sinister enemy and a cruel fate. Scroop uses his claw to cut Mr. Arrow's lifeline, releasing him into the void and effectively murdering him. Scroop has murdered Mr. Arrow without shame or remorse. The ship dives deep into the black hole's abyss, holding on to dear life with their only hope being that Dr. Delbert's calculations will come to fruition. It's not looking good at all. Holding on to dear life itself, the star explodes and the ship's sails catch the blast, carrying them into safety and away from the void. They made it. Our boy made it. Celebrating the continuation of life, the captain compliments Mr. Silver on Jim doing a bang-up job with the lifelines. Scroop, the murderer, brings Mr. Arrow's lifeline, saying that it wasn't secure. The scoundrel. The entire crew looks down on Jim as he tries to justify his work. The entire crew believes that Jim didn't do his job, and the result was the death of Mr. Arrow, as if it were Jim's fault at all. Poor Jim having his valor stolen. Look at this dastardly smile Scroop gives Mr. Silver. It's clearly indicated by their expression alone that Scroop is telling Mr. Silver that he murdered Mr. Arrow, and Mr. Silver looks disgusted with him. After saying a few words to commemorate Mr. Arrow's life, the ship sails onward towards the fabled treasure planet. The next morning, Jim chases Morph into a barrel in the kitchen. Not long after, Mr. Silver and the rest of the crew have a meeting in the kitchen. They unknowingly expose their plot to Jim, who is still hidden in the barrel. Their secret is out, and Jim knows. They're planning to stage a mutiny. And there's so much more to this video, so if you haven't seen it, please take an hour or two and go check it out. Or if you want to see part 2, I had originally planned on doing a review of the entire movie, and I still will if you guys want me to. But for now, at least, I've decided to do it in parts just so I can move on to creating more content. So if you want to see more videos like this, please be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. I love hearing from you all in the comments, so if there's something you'd like to see a video on, please let me know in the comments. I am open to ideas. Also, I want to give a shout out to my subscribers. Thank you for being subscribed to my channel. I'm really trying to grow this year, and the support you guys give me just keeps encouraging me to make more and more content. I have more time in my schedule, so I might be able to make more content for everyone who wants to watch it. It really helps me to stay encouraged knowing that you all want to watch my videos. I love you guys. Peace out to the homies, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Shark I caught, babe. Got Captain Aaron here at the net.